Sung Brave Soul to start us off. Oh, Katy! Excellent!
So I'm Katy Dickinson, and I went on the Jordan trip and the Zimbabwe trip, and then 5 of us went into Palestine in between. So for the Jordan trip, it was really cold. So we didn't get to see some things because we were cold and wet. But we did the unconference, and one of the things I wanted to tell you was that at the unconference, we did a number of subjects when we were at the Dead Sea, and one of the subjects was how do we provide access and programs and involvement for tech women who are stuck in place. And we started that conversation talking about the women in Yemen and the women in Gaza and the women in Libya, because they are politically stuck in place. And then we realized that some of us might get stuck in place for other reasons. You know, your mom's sick, you've got a sick baby, you're sick, and you want to keep your life going, you want to stay professionally involved. And so we have a project now, and we have a web page, and we're putting together material so that you can contribute to Wikipedia, you can contribute to open source, you can do e-learning. And if any of you have things that someone can do when they have access to the web, but they can't get out. Can't get out of the house, can't get out of their city, can't get out of their country. If you could send it to me so that I can put it there, so that we don't just say, gosh, that's too bad, come back to me in 5 years when you've got a better situation, which is sort of what we've had to do up until now. So that was one of the things we did in Jordan during the unconference, and it looks like it's going to continue. Then Eileen and my daughter Jessica and Aliyah and Aaron went to Gaza. We saw the tech women in Gaza. We were the first group of senior technical women to go into Gaza. And we thought we would be talking to groups of 30, and we ended up talking to groups of 150. They kept bringing in chairs and saying, we didn't expect this. And we're like, well, that's a good thing. It was an amazing experience. We got to do many presentations on crowdfunding, on venture capital, on design thinking, on all sorts of different things in Gaza, and then we went to Hebron and we went to Ramallah and did other presentations. So that was it was all arranged by the TechWomen Fellows. And they drove us around and they found hotels for us and they kept us safe, and it was slightly scary at times, but it was definitely worth doing, and it was an amazing, amazing, life-changing experience. And then we went to Zimbabwe. So Jordan, Palestine, Zimbabwe. And just one thing that I remember particularly from Zimbabwe is that we went on a walk from City Hall to the museum, to the University of Science and Technology, and there were hundreds of us, and it was like 95 degrees and there was no water, and we kept walking and walking and walking. And I got to talking with one of the professors, and we just kept talking and having a wonderful walk, and we realized after a while we were at the head of the procession. And the police who were escorting us on bicycles started yelling at the undergraduates, saying, the Go-Go's are rocking ahead of you, can't you girls keep up? Go-Go's means grandmas. I'm not a grandma. But nonetheless, it was a fascinating experience to be trailing hundreds of technical women. So who's next?
I just want to say that the police people were telling me, hey, what's wrong with you? You know, the Go-Go's are ahead. And I found out the Go-Go's are Katy. And I was like, oh my gosh, she was in shape.
Yeah, walking 5 miles a day in San Jose, it's kind of like Zimbabwe. Okay, who else? Who else?